So here's a picture of America's newest national park in West Virginia. This doesn't even look real. This looks like a Bob Ross painting. I now understand what John Denver was talking about in the song West Virginia. Wait, didn't we discover that West Virginia is just about like Western Virginia? Here's an Aden whale trap feeding in the Gulf of Thailand. Is that the whale's mouth? What am I looking at here? So does this slowly just rise up and then boom? Oh, got him. Damn, how's Marlin and Dory gonna find Nemo now? Gold medal winning vaults, 80 years apart, men's gymnastics. That is, all right, I can try my best. 1932, I don't know what was going on, but it looked like I could have won the gold medal in 1932. So all the like flips in the air actually help. Kids remote learning during a polio outbreak in the 1940s. Teachers read lessons over the radio. Essentials of geography. How many memes do they have in that book? Because if they don't have memes, they ain't gonna learn it. These are solar panels being integrated into the canals of India. That seems like a pretty efficient way to do it. I mean, it's not like this water needs the sun anyways. There's gotta be an Indian man somewhere on YouTube that'll teach you how to do this. This is a monastery in Portugal, and if a monk was too big back in the day to fit through it, they were forced to go into fasting. This is kind of funny because I've seen examples of this still like happening today. I saw this one fast food restaurant where if you couldn't fit in the line, they would charge you extra for whatever you ordered. It's crazy. This is a real life entrance to a furniture store. I don't know if it was worth it. It is probably gonna draw like a lot of traffic in. Hopefully they're near like a busy freeway or something. It seems like a lot of work. Like I wonder if this is actually just pay off. This is like the perfect example of construction workers arriving on day to build this, and they look at the schematics and they're just like, what the f? Arizona firemen putting out a Mexican fire. Over the border? Wait, is this even legal? They're technically in the zone, right? Aren't they? Is that allowed? Here's a man walking on Lake Baikal, which is the deepest lake in the entire world. I know it's unreasonable, but there's something really freaky about this. I've always thought about this lake as being the Chile of lakes in general, because it's not very thick, it's just long. Oh, and it's also incredibly deep. Just really, really deep. No one even comes close. Here is some snowfall in northern Japan. I'm really curious how this is possible. How did this end up forming? I get the weird, like, perfect shape. Or did someone sculpt this? Did someone mess with this? I don't know. What even is that, too? Is that a payphone? I'm just imagining a world where, like, people are so addicted to the internet that we use, like, payphones as, like, spots you can, like, go on. It's only a matter of time. Here's a taxidermy of frogs found in a French mansion that has been sealed for over 100 years. Of course, frogs and France. I didn't know, are the French actually obsessed with frogs? I've only heard the British refer to France and frogs, usually not in a good way. This is in Pakistan, referring to a tree tsunami, where I guess they planted a bunch of trees. In 2014, it looked like this. 2020, just 6 years later, that's a huge difference. You can see the difference from a satellite. Like, how are we making that much progress? This is what a sunset looks like on another planet. This is on Mars and was a picture taken by the Curiosity rover. That's the actual sun. Why does it look like a moon? How do we know this isn't an optical illusion the aliens made up to trick us? This is a park bench at a park where you can move this bench depending on where the shade is. This just pisses me off. Like, why aren't we doing this at every damn park? No, I mean, it's gotta be more than just parks. Let's put it everywhere in just the world. At the very least, Disneyland. These are red-eyed crocodiles that look weirdly like dragons. Aren't there theories that there actually were dragons at some point? It does seem like crocodiles were probably like the less mature version of dragons. Okay, I'm gonna have to let Bigfoot go for a little bit and dig a little bit deeper into this. This book I have that shows the detailed anatomy of the first gen Pokemon. This is incredibly disturbing, but information that I need to hear more of. I don't know the purpose of this, but I would pay good money to figure out what else is in this book. 12,000-year-old mammoth tusk found in Siberia. Of course, in Siberia. I feel like if you're gonna find anything that's over 10,000 years old, it'd probably be there. It's actually making me wonder what are some of the most unexplored places on Earth. I know, like, the Amazon is one of them. There are very specific parts like India, Vietnam, Australia, New Zealand, Greenland, which I probably should have realized, but who's really gonna go to Greenland and discover something like crazy like that? Shouldn't say that. We're probably gonna find a dragon out there. This is one of the biggest crocodiles ever known. This lived in South America about 8 million years ago. Again, we continue with this theme, getting some Lake Placid vibes if you've ever seen that movie. Why aren't there more movies about giant crocodiles? Sharks get all the attention. This fox is trying to get out of this hole, and it's slowly realizing that it's gonna use this rope to attempt. Oh, it figured it out. Oh, it was just some guy holding on to it. Bam, and he's out. How are foxes so intelligent and some dogs just so dumb? Here's Grand Central Station in New York City in 1929. This is no longer possible because of skyscrapers, which they were actually forced to build because they were tired of people like standing on the sun rays going, ah! Bee infestation so large that honey is coming from the plugs. Hey, that's good money right there. You sell that. Now let's go. Start an LLC, pay yourself a salary, avoid them taxes. There's a tribe in India that learned to make living bridges out of tree roots. This bridge took 15 to 30 years to complete, but can stretch 15 to 250 feet over rivers or gorges. Sometimes I think like, just like how the foxes are smart and some dogs are dumb, like how were so many past humans so intelligent? And now, I mean, just look at me. We're evolving just backwards. An amazing view from the Faroe Islands. Now I know if I ever can't go to New Zealand for whatever reason, I could just come here to visit the Shire. This is like super, just looking like Middle Earth. Tokyo flood tunnels. Are they expecting the water to get that high? This is actually kind of terrifying. Why is this image so scary? A beautiful shot of England. Actually, for a second, I thought we were looking at the entire country. Like, I thought it was one of those weird satellite images. That is not the entire country, but I'm just saying. This used to be a boat, now it's an island. So I'm guessing the boat got shipwrecked, and then somehow was vegetation brought there? Dirt and vegetation? Is this how the Dutch defeat water? This is a picture from the top of the world or Mount Everest. Why have I not seen more pictures on top of Mount Everest? I feel like there's a picture always of the peak, but not overlooking things. Maybe it's because it needs to be a very clear day, though. I feel like if you jump too high, you're just gonna get sucked into space. Speaking of the Netherlands, this is a street in Amsterdam. For some reason, I would never imagine this as Amsterdam. Where are the windmills at? This looks like more like Switzerland to me, but I don't even know. This is the largest ever recorded bald eagle's nest, which weighs 6,000 pounds. Are we even sure this is a bald eagle or a pterodactyl? This man's about to be pounced on by a prehistoric bird. Kayaker versus aircraft carrier. Why do I automatically, like, I want to see a battle now between the two? Like, is it possible for the kayaker to somehow, like, I don't know, blow it up? So this is their theory about how the Maui were able to get these giant stone faces on Easter Islands, just kind of rocking them back and forth. How far and long did they do that for, and why? It'd been interesting to know just why. I mean, it does look pretty cool, though. I will say maybe it's just because of aesthetic purposes. Villagers in India made giant sweaters to keep rescued elephants warm. I mean, we are putting clothes on dogs. Might as well put them on elephants too. Let's put them on everything. Let's go with the sharks next. You might think she's just trying to look stylish, but in reality, she's just a really big Mario Kart fan. She intentionally puts lice in her hair and makes them feel like they're on Rainbow Road. 100 sunsets stacked in one photo. Now, I'm assuming it's all over the sky because some nights they're cloud cover, but also, depending on how long they did this, wouldn't the sun's setting angle kind of adjust to? Do I sound stupid? I don't even know. Deer and cherry blossoms in Japan, and they just chilling right here. Could you imagine how hard it would be to find like an army of flamingos? They'd be perfectly camouflaged. That's why Japan doesn't have any flamingos, because they wouldn't be able to eliminate them. You think the emus were bad. Just wait till this alt history gets made. In Rome, there's a door where if you look through the lock, you can perfectly see this image. It's all lined up. Again, I don't even know if this is real. It looks like someone just put like a painting on the other side of the hole. I'm gonna need more proof for this one. I have never seen this creature in my life. It lives in the Himalayas, which explains why I've never seen it before. They feed off bamboo and can weigh up to 441 pounds. This doesn't even look like a real creature. I thought this was like some, again, prehistoric animal. In 1871, this 10-year-old girl's grave was built with easy access stairs so that her mother could comfort her during storms. I don't even know what to say about this. This is what happens when you put horizontal mirrors on a shack in a desert. Why would you do this? I don't know. I feel like, couldn't you get a pretty interesting image from it anywhere? But I guess it's like an optical illusion, like you can see through. I just think this is incredible at any part on the earth. They should just put this everywhere. Imagine it in the middle of like just a snow-covered desert. Yes, a snow-covered desert. That is a thing. Antarctica is a desert. This person randomly found a hunting lodge in the UK, which is completely empty. Is this the type of stuff you just stumble upon in the UK? Oh, I just found this 10,000-year-old Roman settlement. Hey, and look, there's a couple Romans still there. Let's interview them. Sometimes I imagine that because I know how like old a lot of Europe is. You can find some crazy things. I was just wondering about this. Why is night vision always portrayed as green? And that's because the human eye can tell the difference between more shades of green than any other color. This is kind of freaky. This is like a glitch in the Matrix. In the 1800s, Greek no-no ladies would advertise via their shoes. They often read "Follow me," which would be imprinted in the sand. Fascinating. Wait, is this the road to Vegas? I've seen this road, isn't it? Or somewhat. It always looks like this, kind of. It's in Nevada. Modern street of England captured with a 1930s-year-old camera. Everything just has a completely different aesthetic. I've been trying to get myself an old 1980s, like, VHS recorder. Just get that vibe check. Current progress on my drawing of a fictional metro. I've seen a lot of these drawings before, and it's insane how detailed they are. Like, this takes people, like, years. I feel like I've seen something very similar to this. Is this like a new edition? Big Potato Lake. All right, I love it more than anything else so far. This is a 3,400-year-old painter's palette from ancient Egypt. That makes me think, how did you get that job? Like, to draw the hieroglyphics inside of the pyramids? Seems like a much better job than, like, having to hold the massive blocks up the pyramids. Here's the clearest photo of Mercury ever taken. Why is it blue? I'm wondering, why is it blue? Is Mercury actually blue? I thought it was more of this tannish color. Here's a Swedish warship that was sunk in 1628. They recovered it in 1961, almost completely intact. Vikings clearly knew how to build stuff. If only they kept that when it came to putting together IKEA appliances. Maybe we're all reading those directions wrong to IKEA furniture. If you know perfect Swedish, then you can build like the most indestructible couch of all time. These are Russian villagers listening to the radio for the first time. It's hard to even imagine what they're feeling. Like, it seems so natural that people can just talk to you without them being there anymore. But to them, I mean, this lady having her mind blown, I think. Either that or she's imagining what she's gonna eat for dinner tonight. She's like completely uninterested. Shanghai, 20 years apart. This is like Dubai too. Like, it's crazy how fast we can just build this stuff. Scars of WW1. Here are the trenches still. What are these holes for? Were those for like different, I don't want to say something and then like sound dumb. I was gonna say anti-aircraft, but was that even a thing at that time? Here's an urban jungle in Taipei, Taiwan. An urban jungle within the Taiwan urban jungle. This is also something I'd really like to see more cities include. I mean, I don't know if there's any financial benefit to this, but it looks cool. Here's a close-up of Jupiter's clouds from the Juno spacecraft. Something feels very uneasy about this. You know what I'm talking about. In Australia, there's a scale showing how much was produced in Australia. So this little meter is showing us that most of this product was made in, like 95% of it is Australian made. That's actually kind of nice. Have all the companies just unanimously agreed that they're willing to partake in this little meter system? Here's a windmill in Turkey that uses passing traffic to get powered. Now we just need to build 1 million of these and we're gonna be good. This is the oldest known church in Iceland. I don't know why this is giving me midsummer vibes. I know that was in Sweden, but this is a little scary for some reason. Here's an early photo of the Golden Gate Bridge's early construction. So we only got like one of the little peaks towers built. This thing was massive. Now that I think about it, whoever had to build this, that's crazy. This guy crafted a perfect Ford GT40 car out of snow. I can't imagine he's like 90% done and then the sun comes out, just starts melting everything. No! This photo from Nam, this almost looks like not even real. This is real? Are we sure they weren't filming Apocalypse Now? 4 generations of soldiers in one photo. WW2, WW1, the Spanish American, and then is that the American Civil? Damn. So there's a good 100-year difference in this. This is what happens when the sun reflects off ice crystals in the air. Ice crystals? I'm from California, so I don't understand the snow or ice at all, but this doesn't seem real. This looks like a UFO or something. It's so crazy to me that if you're like a hunter-gatherer and you just see this randomly out in the wild, this is gonna blow your mind. You're gonna base your whole life off of this one event. Long Beach, California in 1910. Oh yeah, there's San Pedro, probably. This is probably the Pike now. That's crazy. Snow along a coast in Japan. Once again, Japan has got some like kind of scarily perfect photos. Why are there so many beautiful things in Japan? Here's a volcano eruption from the International Space Station. That's why this looks so freaky. So I'm assuming this is like one of those time-lapse shots. They're taking a shot every like minute. Can that get all the way up where like it affects the vision of the space station? The cloud cover? Is that possible? Here's the Statue of Liberty before France transported it to America. This is in 1886 and it was still nice and brown. Did France know it was going to turn into like the Hulk basically and turn all green, or was that an accident? They thought they were making it out of bronze but they had to use copper instead, or maybe it was just to save money. I don't even know. Here's a photo 7,500 feet over New York City. Central Park always terrifies me how like just dark it is. Nothing going on in there. I'm kind of trying to go there just to like discover what's going on in this forest at night. Stonehenge in the snow. I feel like this is one of those images that we don't see often. Are the pyramids of Giza ever in the snow? I say that as a joke, but I'm sure there's people that are gonna take that seriously. Here's an eclipse as seen from the International Space Station. Just looks like a black orb. It looks like nothing like lives there anymore. Sort of laser just burnt off what Earth had right there. This is an artist rendition of what some of the old presidents would look like today. This is George Washington. I don't know if I like this cut as much as the original one. The original one, I definitely would have been like, I like your cut, G. John Adams, that guy, I barely even recognize him. James Monroe looks like a happy guy. Bam. Andrew Jackson. He kind of looking wild, a little scary, but I guess that's normal. Here's Queen Elizabeth in 1993. This was before her invasion to get back the 13 colonies. We've been pretty rowdy across the pond lately, and she just had enough. Sick of those Yankee bastards. That's what she's thinking inside of her head. Oh, here's another one, but this is of Julius Cheeser. Not as detailed. He still looks a little stony, but all right. Whenever I look at this page, I always just wonder, like, why am I stuck at home? What am I doing? And big thanks to the February patrons: Thick Boy 3000, Stormtrooper 501, RalseiTree, AryanAfterHours, Pobesnitz, Pelovski, Patrick C, Manny 74, Mac, LuxembourgLover, FusionWolf, Fool San Nick, EpiNick, Elijah Senpai, Dalton D, Anikit, and BallinLikeStalin. If you'd also like your name here, check the Patreon link down below.